Good afternoon. It is a great pleasure to speak at this year's ForpiQ conference. It feels like something of a homecoming for me, as I was lucky enough to spend a year in Montreal many years back on student exchange. And I remember the city's warmth and energy, despite the winter, with fondness, and I'm grateful to David Daren for inviting me to re-establish this connection. I'd like to begin by reflecting on the current state of the global IP ecosystem, as well as WIPO's work to bring IP to everyone everywhere. First, it is important to stress that despite, or perhaps even because of the challenges presented by the pandemic, more people around the world see IP as part of their journey than ever before. Global patent, trademark, and design filings reached record levels in 2021, and last year we saw, again, broad growth in WIPO's IP services, with highest ever use of our patent and design systems. At the same time, IP activity around the world continues to grow and continues to globalize. 10 years ago, 4 in 10 IP filings were from Europe and North America. Today, close in 8 in 10 IP filings are from Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Moreover, intangible assets, IP and other things that make up the asset creations of innovation and asset creations of creative people are now the dominant asset class globally, with a valuation of over $70 trillion, which is more than the world's 2 largest economies combined. In this dynamic environment, the work of the global IP community cannot be business as usual. And that is why WIPO is transforming IP from what was in the past a technical issue of only interest to specialists into what we hope to be a powerful catalyst for jobs, investments, business growth, and economic and social development in every part of the world. And I know that this approach resonates with many of you at ForpiQ and your efforts to raise IP awareness across Canada. Take the importance of building an IP culture amongst SMEs. We know that high-growth Canadian SMEs are twice as likely to have a formal IP strategy than their peers. We also know that even in Quebec, where businesses own IP more than anywhere else in Canada, 3 in 4 firms are without IP rights. So therefore, we welcome the creation of the IP Village, which promises to help Canadian SMEs better understand how to protect and commercialize their IP effectively. And we encourage Canadian firms to explore how WIPO services, such as our IP diagnostics tool for SMEs, can support your businesses to use IP to grow. As well as working together on IP issues in Canada, we also want to learn from Canada and share your experiences in developing your IP ecosystems with the rest of the world. Canada is a major user of our services, ranks 15th in WIPO's Global Innovation Index, and has 4 science and technology classes inside the world's top 100 clusters. You also have a long record of contributing actively and constructively to WIPO's work, and you're home to a forward-looking IP office under CEO Konstantinos Georgaras. As a result, Canada is establishing a leading position on many cutting-edge IP issues. Take the rise of frontier technologies like AI. Canada is one of the first countries to release a national AI strategy. And in Quebec, the development of the Scale AI supercluster is positioning Canada as a world-leading AI research hub. At WIPO, we are doing our part by bringing together the global community to help develop well-informed policy choices around IP and AI and other forms of frontier technologies. Recently, more than 3,000 participants from over 140 countries joined our recent conversation on IP and the metaverse, with Canada supporting this work right from the start. This work is also true in other areas, for example, in IP financing and valuation, where WIPO is seeking to advance the global conversation on this area. In Canada, the Business Development Bank of Canada has created a dedicated IP financing fund, which has supported 14 companies to raise capital through their IP portfolios. Now we're working with the BDC on a country report so that others can learn from Canada's experience. We're also very happy to have Joanne Bilal, former CEO of Canadian IP Office, leading our efforts to support member states to develop national IP strategies. So ladies and gentlemen, WIPO's work is built on partnerships with member states, IP officers, and our stakeholders around the world. And this includes our friends and colleagues at ForpiQ. We greatly value your contribution to WIPO and look forward to continuing to work together in support of innovators and creators in Quebec, Canada, and beyond. Thank you very much.